You want to see what we're doing?
Can I hit it?
No. There's more to it than just hitting it. Hey guys, welcome back to Lowry's Garage. Last time I was on, I told you that we'd be talking about suspension. This video is going to take a little bit to get done and released, and it will be multiple parts because we're going to do multiple things to the suspension on this truck. What I've already done, oh, by the way, like and subscribe, share the videos, comment, and if you really want to help, you know, really want to help, watch the videos all the way through. It really does a lot for the YouTube algorithm. They'll share my videos more. We've been growing. We've got more subscribers than we've ever had, but this one's a tooth and nail kind of channel. I mean, it's been hard to grow. We're at 421 this morning in subscribers. I'm hoping we gain more. You know, it's because you guys though. And only about 15% of the people who watch these videos are actually subscribed. You know, doesn't cost anything. All you gotta do is hit the subscribe button. Then you can hit the notification button and know every time I put a video out. Now back to the truck. We've already done the van lower control arms. That's why it's sitting as low as it is. But in doing that, you drop ride height. You have to cut the bump stops off the compression. You can get by with using the original shocks, and really it doesn't change your suspension travel any at all. Now, with original shocks. Now what I've done, I have put a set of Camaro. I put on a set of Camaro. They're competition engineering. They're cheap three-way adjustable. Yeah, I would like to have better shocks like Vikings or QA1s that are highly adjustable, but that's not in my budget right now. So what this is, it's a competition engineering Q19463 C2610, which is a 70-30, 60-40, 90-10 shock, something like that. Three-way, you can adjust it which one you want. But what this has allowed me to do, this Camaro truck, because they don't make a race shock for an 84 Dodge truck, is it's allowed me to have more extension, because with the van control arms, the A-frame runs a little higher on the upper A-frame. It's allowed me to have more extension. How much more? 3 inches, about that. Well, here, I will jack this up, and then we'll continue to talk. That much more extension is what it's allowed me to have. Which if you're drag racing, which is what this truck's for, the more you can get the front end up, with the wheels still touching the ground, the better weight transfer you get on the back wheels. On a prep track, it really don't make that much difference. On a no prep track, it'll make a lot of difference. And out here on the streets in Mexico, it'll make all the difference. But here comes the problem that comes with this. And we'll talk about that right now. And the problem is spring height. The stock Dodge spring is about 12 inches tall. And right now, when it's fully extended, well here, when these shocks are fully extended, we have this shock. All right. Now, what I've been told is S10 springs will lower the truck about 1 inch lower than it already is, which doesn't matter to me one way or the other. We don't know where the back's going to ride till we put the bed back on it. We put it on scales, find out how much weight we got to add back there. So I may have to put lowering blocks in it. I may not. I'm hoping not. But what we're going to do now, we're going to pull these springs out, I have a pair of old rusty crusty S10 springs. We're going to try them under. We're going to see if they give me the results I want. If so, then Moroso makes a trick spring that's supposed to be the same length for S10s. And if that's what happens, if that's what'll work, that's what we may buy. Or if these may work out right, we may just run these. All we're trying to do is get all the extension travel we possibly can. And then we're going to have to check the compression travel. And then well, then stops. In case that front end would ever leave the ground and come down hard, it wouldn't just slam down the shocks. It will slam down some bump stops. Will it ever pull the front end? That we never know. I mean, eventually, yes. Eventually, we may have a problem with that. But it's going to take a lot more power than she's making right now. All right, well, I'm going to get to work on getting this apart, getting these springs in. And we'll come back and we'll see how the ride height sits then. And then we'll discuss the next projects that are going to happen, which may interest you guys a lot. I've not seen anybody else doing it. You win some, you lose some. The springs are in it. You can jack this thing all the way up. The springs don't come loose like you've seen with your stock springs. Now, the bad part is, I gained 1.5 inches height in the front end. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a 1/4 of a turn off on each spring, put it back in, try it, cut a 1/4 turn off on each spring, cut it back in, try it, making sure that I don't get it shortened up where it fits loose in the pocket, so it stays tight in the pocket, but will give me the right height I want. Now, saying that, I heard it on a very popular channel, and the guy said he didn't like drop spindles because they limited the travel. And I'm not dogging him. He's a good he's a good dad, and got a pretty good YouTube channel, and honestly, his boys are some fabulous racers. Respect for them. But he doesn't understand front ends, obviously, because a drop spindle changes altitude of your spindle, has nothing to do with travel in your suspension. What he likes to say is he likes trick front springs. Well, what they do is they make it ride 1 inch lower than it did from stock, which technically it gives you more up travel, but it gives you less down travel. That's the only difference. Because All right, well, I'm gonna get to cutting on these springs and I'll be right back to show you guys what it's gonna be. All right, let me get. All right, guys, we're here. We're to my ride height I wanted. Now these are the original springs. The S10 springs were 2 inches taller. I put them in. It brought my ride height up about 1.5 inches. I didn't like it, so I cut off 1/4 of an inch or a 1/4 of a turn off of the bottom of them. Put them back in on each side. Put it back together. Set it down. Tried it. Still rode a little too high. So I took it back, jacked it back up. Took 1/4 of a turn off the top of the spring. Put them back in. Put it back together. Set it down. Still too high. So I went back in. We jacked it back up. I pulled it back apart. And we cut another 1/4 off the bottom. So we took a half a round off the bottom and 1/4 of a round off the top on these S10 springs. Put them back in, and here we go. This is the ride height I was hoping for this reason. These are 24, 25 inch tall tires. I plan on eventually putting a 28 on the front, and it'll work out fine for me. I'm hoping. Well, here, I'll show you the reason for all this cutting and the work. I've already marked it with tape. That's the top of the wheel well opening right there, where the green tape is. Let me jack this up till the front tires start to come off the ground. Just right there, they're coming off the ground, so right there. What that gave me, let's see. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.25 inches up travel. So I get 6.25 inches of up travel. There's people with Mustangs and S10s spending big money to get that much up travel on their vehicle. And we did it with van lower control arms, set of S10 springs, and a set of Camaro shocks. Now we have 6 inches of up travel. Now, as you can see, springs ain't trying to come out no more. And I got my ride height I want. Well, that's going to give me a lot of up. I can come out the hole and it'll lift up a lot and me still be able to steer. Now, this is part one. Part two of this front end redo will be cutting this radius bar right here down to and turning it down 2 inches back to a 3/4 inch fine thread. The reason we're doing this is we'll be unbolting it here. We'll be using this wedge tube and a Heim, and this wedge tube will thread onto it. Turn these wheels. And turn this around. We're going to put it back on, bolt this in, make a mount back here at the back so it's so that the wedge tube is adjustable, and we'll use it for the radius arm. What that does, that takes that big heavy radius arm off the front. The wedge tube is much lighter, but it's still plenty strong. Every 4-link in the country is put together with these. And that'll also allow us to get rid of this big, bulky, heavy cross member in the right here on the nose. Take it out, replace it with this piece of 1x2 box tubing to make a core support. Now I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, yeah, but your steering box will flex the frame. Part 3 of this is coming up, and I've not seen anybody else do the switch the radius arms to the back. And I've definitely not seen anybody putting a rack and pinion in a D150. Now what it's going to take to do this, where to put them? Man, I always love it when I lay stuff down. I bet you guys do that too. There it is. What I got, brand new tie rod ends. We're going to take this. We'll be cutting it here because it's a little too long. Threading it 9/16 by 18 fine thread. And then we're going to drill and tap a piece of brown stock. Drill and tap it. 9/16 by 18 on this side. I think this is 11/16 fine thread on this side, but it's left-handed threads. I have to buy a tap for it. We'll drill and tap the other end for it. We'll be able to make a wedge tube for that with lock nuts on each end. We'll make mounts for here and for here off the cross member. If you're wondering if the length's right, the length I've actually measured is the same here to the pivots as it is here to the other inside the inner tie rod end, which will keep it from having bump steer. That'll be part 3. You guys might want to watch that. But put in the comments how many people you know that's got a D150 with rack and pinion steering and radius bars moved to the rear and that much suspension travel. Now think about this. People are paying big money to have long travel front suspension on drag racing. We can do it with some used parts. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Watch videos all the way through. It will make a big difference. Tell your friends about this channel, you know. And if you see something you like or don't like, let me know. Thanks for watching Larry's Garage. Good night, guys.